this message.
On your side, this is News 12 at 5:30.
7 police officers now fired after a black man dies while he was being arrested, but protests in New York are turning violent.
But first, Georgia's governor reminding everyone there's more to worry about this Labor Day weekend than just congested roads.
Governor Brian Kemp making stops all around Georgia today, including Augusta, to remind us all to be careful this upcoming holiday weekend. News 12 Sydney Heiberger was there.
Traffic on I-20 free-flowing right now, but of course, in the middle of a pandemic, during a holiday weekend, there's no telling what the roads could look like. While AAA says they've seen an increase in interest for last-minute Labor Day weekend travel, Governor Brian Kemp says he hopes people learned their lesson from previous holiday weekends. He says positive cases, hospitalizations, and deaths after July 4th and Memorial Day weekend spiked. But he hopes now that kids are back in school and families are more educated about how the virus can spike, he hopes people will be more cautious and practice safe social distancing and mask wearing.
The progress that we made can be erased very quickly if we grow complacent or ignore the guidance and public safety health measures. I will say that we have come way too far and sacrificed too much to turn back now.
In the event there is a big spike after the holiday weekend, the governor says the state plans to implement the same surge plan it's had for months, like reopening the World Congress Center to COVID patients. Now, of course, on Memorial Day weekend and July 4th, we did see pretty busy roads and even busier beaches. Tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, how the governor thinks Labor Day weekend will stack up. In Augusta, Sydney Heiberger on your side.
All we need now is good weather. Time for a weather check as we lean into a long holiday weekend. So, Riley, how's it looking?
Looking much better, especially considering this is the third afternoon in a row hitting 97 for a high temperature. We should say goodbye to the upper 90s for the foreseeable future, hopefully extending even past the 7-day forecast. So if you like the hot air, we are going to get rid of the intensely hot air for the weekend. Just going to be generally seasonally warm for your Saturday and Sunday. Nice afternoon looking at the Savannah River here, courtesy of EarthCam. Just abundant sunshine. Not expecting any rain or showers, storms, anything like that through this evening or tonight. So if you are stepping out, temperatures just on the warm side, but overall not too bad. Clear skies heading into tomorrow morning. Now we are expecting a cold front to move through tonight into tomorrow, and that's where our relief from the just upper 90s is going to come into play. We'll see if we can squeeze out some showers for the weekend as well, coming up in that full forecast.
Officers are looking for a man wanted for a felony. Another big sporting event is starting this weekend with a lot of changes in place. The 146th Kentucky Derby kicks off tomorrow. The Run for the Roses is normally held in May but was pushed back. This year's race will also have no spectators. Belmont winner Tiz the Law is the favorite in a $3 million race. That race is airing tomorrow at 2:30 on NBC.
That is going to look and sound a lot different this year. A soldier from South Carolina being awarded the military's highest honor for his heroics. President Trump will present Sergeant Major Thomas Payne with the Medal of Honor a week from today. Payne grew up in Batesburg, Leesville, and Lugoff. He's getting the medal for saving 38 hostages from a burning building during a 2015 mission in Iraq. On social media, the governor calling Payne says Payne embodied the spirit of military service.
Still ahead, rescue crews are searching for survivors 1 month after a deadly explosion shook the city of Beirut. They say they discovered signs of life underneath the rubble.
And this is the cold front that's going to bring us some relief from the intense heat for the weekend. Take a look at those numbers for you coming up.
Just an unbelievable story out of Beirut, where a month after that big explosion rocked the city, search and rescue teams have detected signs of life in the rubble.
And 7 people are still believed to be missing. Riley Carlson has more about the ongoing rescue mission.
For a second day, rescue crews are digging as if a life depends on it. They believe they've found a heartbeat under all of this rubble. Scanners and probes have been pushed into the debris to find out where the pulse may have been coming from.
We have been able to acquire precise three-dimensional data, and so far this has not shown any body inside.
People have been captivated since the search began on Thursday after a sniffer dog detected something at this building. The search continued through the night after protesters gathered at the scene urging them to go on. With heavy machinery now on scene, many are hoping it will go more quickly. I'm watching how they're moving this one stone at a time. My stomach is churning. I don't know what it is, hope or craziness, says this woman. Today marks 1 month since the explosion ripped through Beirut, killing at least 190 people. Finding someone alive after all this time is a miracle many are praying for.
A moment of silence held this afternoon in Beirut. Families of victims, residents, firefighters, army officials, and religious figures gathering to quietly remember the victims that died August 4th. They then sang, waved flags, played music, and listened to various speakers. The explosion was the most destructive single incident in Lebanon's history.
If you're heading the road for the holiday weekend, we need to tell you about a traffic backup on I-20 eastbound, not too far from the Riverwatch exit. That would be the cars coming toward us, toward the camera here on the South Carolina side of the river. But traffic has been backed up now between Riverwatch Parkway and Washington Road, heading eastbound after several cars were involved in a wreck on I-20 near the Riverwatch Parkway exit. So be careful if you're heading out there. Otherwise, Riley, things look pretty good. Smooth sailing weather-wise.
Yeah, definitely so, Richard. We're seeing a lot of blue sky out here, and you can see the traffic coming eastbound, as you were saying, definitely more sparse out there, so likely hitting a little bit more traffic on that side. Temperature-wise this afternoon, we hit 97 for a high, but we are currently down to 94 here in Augusta. If you step outside, you may notice the wind's a little bit breezier than usual, but not overly breezy. The good news about today is that we did bring down that humidity a little bit. So the heat index, how about this? We're actually below triple digits here in Augusta. We are making those improvements, and up at the lake, that's actually the hot spot, 108 up at Clarks Hill right now. Now, high temperatures into the weekend are going to be dipping off for us. So actually the last 3 days, we've hit 97 degrees. We should be 91 here in Augusta tomorrow, and then staying in the upper 80s Sunday, Monday, and actually most of next week. So hopefully this verifies. It will be highly dependent on how far south this cold front gets. So in the hour-by-hour forecast, going to kind of diagnose that a little bit better. But this is the front that's going to be heading our way. It's expected to move through tonight into Saturday. This is going to be a weird setup to where it's a dry frontal passage. We're not expecting showers or storms for the rest of this evening and tonight. But it is going to bring some clouds. You'll notice once the clouds show up, that'll be the front kind of moving in. The temperatures tomorrow morning, not expected to be all too different than where we've been the past few. So waking up in the mid to upper 70s across most of the area. Could have a few clouds out there early Saturday, but we are expecting a good bit of sunshine to form later into the day, especially if you're heading up towards the lake. Any lake plants Saturday afternoon look fantastic. Upper 80s, a lot of sunshine, and 0 rain chances up at the lake tomorrow. Now, there is going to be the opportunity for some rain if you live south of Augusta Saturday afternoon. Notice some stuff forming along the sea breeze front right here. That's where that cold front's going to be a little bit closer as well, so adding some lift. Better ingredients to see a passing shower storm if you live south of I-20 tomorrow afternoon. Here in Augusta, I anticipate us to be dry, but it'll be highly dependent on how far south this front gets. If this model's off a little bit and that front's 20 miles higher, we could have a stray shower storm, but that doesn't look likely at the moment. The good thing about Sunday morning, even drier air starts to work its way in, and that's going to bring our low temperatures actually down into the 60s in some spots, possibly even here in Augusta. It'll be dependent on how many clouds we see kind of move through Saturday night into Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, looking even better. Actually, not expecting much in the way of showers or storms Sunday. We should see abundant sunshine and those high temperatures generally in the 80s for most of us. Heading into Labor Day Monday, how about that? Upper 80s, partly cloudy, and then slightly higher storm chances by the middle of next week.
All right, Riley, thanks. Alpacas and COVID, that's what...
And to see if it can be used in antiviral treatments for COVID.
Hope so. Tyson will celebrate that, won't we?
Look at that on a 7-day forecast. We finally get rid of the upper 90s, actually expecting possibly some mornings in the 60s. Yes, improving those. We'll take a look at your yard forecast coming up.
And we're joining SC State University and wishing this special woman a wonderful weekend. We'll tell you why.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Watch 1226 on your side, wherever you go.
As we kick off a holiday weekend, we need to remind you of a big traffic backup developing on I-20 eastbound near Riverwatch Parkway exit. In other words, that traffic coming toward us now has already just come through the wreck area, but traffic has been backing up along I-20 back to Washington Road and now all the way almost to the Bobby Jones Expressway, where there's a real slowdown of eastbound traffic going 10 miles per hour or slower. Waze shows the same thing if you use the Waze app in your car, but heads up, I-20 eastbound very slow after a series of about 3 wrecks on I-20 eastbound.
And some good news, this South Carolina State University alumna is turning 108 tomorrow.
We are joining in and wishing Ethel Richburg a very happy birthday. The university calling her a living legend, and look at her there, owning the moment.
I know, she looks fabulous. I know she's going to enjoy her weekend.
Good for her.
Heading out to the river this afternoon. It's hot, humid, but luckily by the weekend those temperatures are going to drop. We'll have a look at that forecast coming up. I apologize, folks. I am all turned around. This is a little bit longer than I expected. 94 degrees this afternoon. Northwest winds as this front's heading our way anywhere from 5 to 12. Whenever we get a cold front, it usually picks up our winds a little bit, but not expect to be all too breezy throughout the day Saturday. Upper 70s tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. and even into the afternoon. We're still expecting 90s, so it's not necessarily going to feel like fall by any means tomorrow afternoon. It's just that we're going from 97 to 91, which will feel better for us, and the humidity will actually be going down even more Sunday into Monday. So if you have any plans to maybe do some fishing over the Labor Day weekend, we are giving you the green light. You should be A-okay, especially the morning time. Should be fantastic. Heading past Labor Day Monday, we're expecting those highs to generally stay in the upper 80s next week. As far as storm chances go, they look the highest towards the middle of next week.
Thanks, Riley. That's it for News 12 at 5. News 12 at 6 starts in just a few minutes. We hope to see you then.
Every morning all over the